Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 0111191.
The list of the most ridiculous, inappropriate 911 calls is out. It's always kind of fun to look at. Police in Saskatchewan, is that how you say it? Saskatchewan, Canada. A list of observed. We'll go over Canada, and then we'll go over some in the U.S.
There is no excuse, by the way, for you not to know Canadian pronunciations because you are a Bigfoot enthusiast. You feel as if though Bigfoot exists, and didn't your one almost?
What does that have to do with Canada?
Well, you should be nailing those Canadian pronunciations. No problem.
Saskatchewan. Is that better? Anyways, so they posted a video. Here's a couple. Somebody needed a cat. A cat was scaring them. They're like, this cat is really scary. Need your help. Another one was unlocking an iPhone. How'd you call 911? I guess maybe you had a wall phone there or a house phone.
Went over to your neighbors. Asked your friend, can I borrow your phone? Can I borrow my phone?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's some others.
That's how you do it.
Number 5, an individual called 911 to report that somebody had thrown their ice cream on the ground.
Number 4, the caller advised that their cat was being mean to them.
Number 3, 911 dispatchers received a call for a person having trouble with their washing machine.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't understand how people can't use a washing machine.
What kind of problem? Did it like leak? Or, was there water going everywhere?
Okay, maybe that would be the reason. Yeah. I was thinking maybe on the programming side of it.
Number 2, an individual called 911 asking for help on a math equation as they didn't want to fail their test in the morning.
That's a very good reason. Hey, listen, anybody good there at algebra, geometry, trig? Any trig people there? Because, God, I don't even think I made it to trig, to be honest with you. I think I got through my whole education, high school, college, the whole thing, never did trig. Because it wasn't a necessity as a basic level.
I tapped out at 10th grade. Geometry was the last one I took. That's terrible. Yeah. That is terrible. I took Algebra 1. Algebra 1 was really hard. I cheated my way through it. Why
they got to start putting the alphabet in a math problem? Wait, I thought we were dealing with numbers here.
My basketball coach was the teacher. He was super lenient on the basketball players, and he, it's just what it was. And I was like, wow, if I was asked to take like a final or something like that in algebra, we didn't have like finals or anything. We just wrote the lesson plan out. He was old. He was riding the tenure out, and he was going to retire. And, we would look off of other people's papers, get the answer key, things like that. Geometry came around. It was a little bit easier, honest to God. Geometry was a little bit easier than algebra in 10th grade, but then algebra was so traumatic. It was, I had PTSD from 9th grade, and I was like, dude, if you're telling me this is the last math I could take, that's fine, because what was the next one after that? Maybe it was trig. I don't know.
I think it was trigonometry.
Okay, yeah. I was like, no, not doing that. Couldn't even do algebra 1.
And if there was something past trig, I don't even know what that would be. But put yourself in the position of a 911 operator. If it's a slow day, somebody's like, "Hey, I can't get my phone to unlock." I'm like, "All right, well, did you try this?
Yeah.
Did you try rebooting your phone?"
That'd be helpful.
I would feel empathetic. I would want to help them a little bit. If your cat's
I guess it depends on what time of day it
spray
is.
it with water.
If it's like 3:00 in the afternoon, there's typically a slow time, I would imagine, for 911 dispatchers. And, I'd be like, hey, we got 6 guys on the bank here. 5 of them are open. I'll go ahead and I'll throw you a bone. Okay, so what kind of phone do you have? Oh, good. I have one of those kind of phones. Or let me see if
What do you mean your
What
cat's being mean to you?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Well, he's charging you? All right, well, go get a spray bottle. Do you have any vinegar? All right, put some vinegar in a spray bottle. I guarantee you hit that cat with some vinegar, that cat is not going to want to come near you.
I have a mean cat, and this mean cat cracks me up because she's sweet as can be 85% of the time. 15% of the time, she is terrible. Like, you think, okay, she might eat me when I'm sleeping.
I know you got this cat when she was a kitten, and you love the cat. Before you got your dog Jake, you love this cat. You
I still love this cat
all the time.
I still love
you
this
brought
cat.
the cat to work, I think. Did you bring it to work?
No, I will not bring the cat to work.
Oh, maybe it's when you were working at home. It was in your lap.
Oh yeah, it sits in my lap, and like when I'm working at home, she likes to sit in my lap. Anyways, she gets mad if you disrupt her comfort. If she's sitting in your lap, like you got to get up and do something. You're like, all right, Luna, time to get up. I gotta go do something stuff. She starts growling. She'll go, you're like, okay, what does this mean?
See, that's when I just quickly grab the cat and throw it across the room
And
before it claws me to death.
That's what my wife does. And then I'll start to stand up, and then she'll strike like a snake, and she'll
exactly
right for your wrist. Like, you're not going anywhere, Buster. And then that's when I'm like, okay, and I push her off, and I don't quite throw her across the room, but I push her off.
Cats always land on their feet.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
the thing about a cat.
Exactly.
You can't hurt a cat by throwing a cat.
Exactly. And I call her.
I mean, within reason.
I call her the B word, and she runs off. And she's not.
I love
too
when I
happy
swear at
about
my dog and my wife gets all upset with me. You can't talk to him like that. I'm like, he can't understand what I'm saying. He has no idea about the English language. He knows treat, he knows sit, he knows down, he knows hungry, lunch, food, dinner, and poop. That's what he knows.
I don't know. Like my dog last night, everybody was
I think
like,
it's your tone. They can read your energy, but
maybe that's what it is.
I don't think if you're like, hey, you're a jackass, that they're going to be offended.
I don't know.
They'll be like, yeah, I'm a jackass.
My dog, he last night, everybody was up stairs doing stuff, getting ready for cake and ice cream, and come down, and Jake has licked a quarter of the a corner of the cake. He wanted to taste test it. He was doing a little cake testing, and he just licked He just licked. You could tell he licked the corner of the cake.
That's all right. Dogs have clean mouths.
He got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
And we would go, Jake, and we'd look at him, and then we'd look at the cake. What's this? And then he'd look away like,
I don't know. I don't see anything.
And just stare.
It was that damn cat, Luna. Did you see that bitch? She came in here. She licked the cake and took off.
You're not talking to me about anything, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Listen online at kzoz.com.
Playoffs are up and underway. 6 games this weekend. They're all over the place. Aren't there a couple on Saturday and then a couple on Sunday?
One on Monday.
One on Monday.
And he was saying in the news that wildfires might affect the NFL is watching with a close eye as to what to do with the Los Angeles Rams and the Minnesota Vikings. Is Qualcomm still up and running down in San Diego? I say you move that game down there.
Yeah, I think the stadium's still there. I mean, I don't know if it's ready to go for a whole bunch of people or not, but it's kind of a last.
Where did the Chargers play when? God, where was that place? It was the soccer stadium. It was where the Galaxy play. StubHub Arena. Remember when the Chargers were playing at StubHub Arena?
I do, a little bit,
I
yes.
totally wish I would have went to one of those games, because they only hold like 17,000. And to see an NFL game in a stadium with 17,000 people, that would be like probably the ideal. Like, that would be a game I would go to, just because you're really up close to the action. It's kind of like going to Vita Robles to see a show. You see like somebody big name like Neil Young or something like that. You're only there with 3,000 people. Well, you're going to an NFL game and there's only 17,000 people there, as opposed to 70,000 people. You know, there's a huge difference in that. Not a bad seat in the house, I would think, at StubHub.
Yeah, no, the fire's causing all kinds of problems, right? I mean, they're talking about this. They've relocated some other things that are happening, but people are losing their homes. You know, I'm not a big fan of watching all these celebrities crying on TV about losing their homes. I mean, I know they're people and, you know, they're losing their homes and everything, but, you know, I think maybe the focus should be on, you know, everyone, not just, you know, people that
Ben
people
Affleck
recognize.
and Paris Hilton.
And, you know, James Wood was on the TV crying. I mean, it was really disturbing. It's a really sad situation. How did we get here? Like, seriously, it's 2025 now. And, you know,
Did you hear
every home in California has to have a sprinkler system on the inside of it, but we have nothing to protect in this type of situation. And it's just like, and maybe you can't. Maybe there's just nothing you can do. But I'll tell you one thing you can do is make sure that your reservoirs have enough water and your fire hydrants turn on.
Yeah. That would be
Here's Gavin Newsom. Some call him Newsom.
Governor? Ooh, I like how you just did that. That's the first time. That's the first time I've ever heard that. Governor. He's the governor. Yeah. Okay.
Here he is talking about the fire hydrant situation. You know, really jumping in there to show his support.
What is the situation with the water? Obviously, in Palisades ran out last night in the hydrants. I was talking to the firefighter on this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean, just when you have a
there you go. Local folks got to figure that out.
We'll get figured out sometime.
Hey, not me, man, not me. Side headline: Governor Gavin, the Gavinator, says that they can't fight the fires because we're out of water. As he's standing in front of the Pacific Ocean. It's like,
yeah, but
I know salt water is not the best thing you can put on a fire, but in an extreme situation, I don't know. This is why I'm saying desalination plants.
I know.
Another reason for desalination.
Or is it necessary? Is it necessary?
Because keeping our reservoirs full, it's droughts, it's fires, it's all kinds of natural disasters.
Famously, the California aqueduct has been the lifeblood of the ag industry in California. But that was put in place, in the 70s, 80s? I don't know. There's some California historians out there. Huell Hauser is dead, but you guys are alive. You can let us know when the aqueduct was put in on the 805 beer text lines. I'm just spitballing here. But it's a pipeline of water, of taking and capturing the water that we have and using it for ag up and down the Central Valley. How come there has not been any improvements on that? Because when I was up in North State over the Christmas holiday, Lake Shasta, in 3 days, raised 10 feet. Lake Shasta. Okay, that is a huge lake. For it to raise 10 feet means it's a massive watershed. They are dealing with the surplus. We are still one state. We're not 7 different states. So it should be pretty easy to say, okay, if you build a infrastructure to route water throughout the state, you could grab the areas where you're flush with water and move it to areas that you're not flush with water. It's too big of a state. But since it's too big of a state, build the infrastructure to do it. Quit building.
There has been plans talked about of piping water down through California. Some coming from the Northwest, some coming just from.
I don't even think it needs to come from the
Northwest.
None of it
has been.
I think if you manage it better.
I understand you say that, but I'm just saying that there's been plans, but they've all been shut down. They've all been shut down by the governor.
Well,
hi, you're on with Jeff and Jeremy. Go ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey.
Do you guys want to do some citizen investigation work with my hydrant wrench?
What? And test out the hydrants around here?
Yeah, why not? Let's see what's going on.
And see if ours are up to snuff.
Is it legal to have a hydrant wrench, Brian?
Let's not ask questions we don't want to know the answers to, Jeremy.
Is that something you could purchase on Amazon?
Yes.
Wheel locks.
No, but for real. When I was doing street sweeping, when I was doing street sweeping, we were told that there was at least 7 or 8 hydrants we could not touch in Mission Hills. That's over near Lompoc. If you guys want to do some investigation.
No, I don't want to do an investigation. You kidding me? Right. I mean, like I've been.
What were you feeling? But what were you feeling the reason was you weren't supposed to touch those? Did you dig into that at all?
They didn't work.
Okay, pretty good answer. Okay, pretty simple. That's really scary. What's scary is that false sense of security that you have. There's a fire hydrant outside my house. If we ever needed water, it's right there.
I'm good. I got a fire hydrant right there. They don't even.
Anybody ever hit a fire hydrant and it didn't explode? You know, like we always see these fire hydrants exploding. Has that ever happened? Like, oh crap, I hit a fire hydrant. Wait, what? Nothing's happening.
That one doesn't make the news rolls because there's not that really cool looking fountain of water coming out of the ground. You know, they're like, oh yeah.
And then people start asking questions like, "Hey, what happened?"
Oh, gee, I don't know. You must not have hit it clean.
Oh, we're gonna have to raise the water rates.
Well, let us know how that investigation goes with your wrench.
I will.
All right. I'd see you.
You guys.
Good luck.
The last three.
The dam smelt. Raleigh writes in. He says it's those dam smelt and the environmentalists protecting this fish.
The last 3 years, we have let so much water run out into the ocean in this state. Mm-hmm. And I know it doesn't seem like this year is a year that we can be saying this, but Northern California got a ton of water in the last couple months. It had snow. The snow all melted off because the temperatures got warm, and it rained while the snow was melting off. So there was tons of runoff. That's why Lake Shasta rose 10 feet in 3 days. You got there's one water source right there. There's tons of lakes up there that are capturing the same types of water. And if you were to route it down through the state, like the people that were the pioneers of this state did, then you'd be fine. But we're not into pioneering anymore. We're into
I know it
other
takes
things.
money, but I mean, the money is we're already paying into it anyways. And creating infrastructure is only creating jobs, right?
Yes.
I mean, there's just too many pluses to it at the end of the day. Maybe it's not the
I haven't heard Build Back
thing,
Better.
but either cell phone towers. I mean, but we need them, right?
I mean, the president current for the next week, he said, he was going to build back better.
He didn't build anything.
Nothing was built.
Did he?
Oh no,
maybe he did.
That's not true. There was 7 supercharger stations built. 7.
What's a supercharger? For
EV,
electric cars?
EV station.
Okay.
That's building back at a snail's pace.
93.3 KZOZ rocks. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Coming up here in a few minutes, we're going to talk to this guy, Christian Scott, local resident who's putting together a fundraiser to help the folks down in the Los Angeles area with the fires. And we'll talk to him more about what he's doing. He's got a drop-off site.
$19 billion in damage is what I think I heard.
Why do you keep coming at me with I think I heard? Can you actually give me a legitimate stat?
Well, I know
yesterday you said 4 million people lost their homes. I'm pretty sure you were wrong on that.
No, it affected 4 million people.
I'm pretty sure.
4 million
Okay,
people.
here's the stats I have right now, okay? This is what I had as of this morning. All right, this is as of 8:00 this morning. Los Angeles fire, is now going in the Hollywood Hills, besides in the Palisades. At least 5 fires across Los Angeles with 5 people confirmed dead, killed by the fire. Mm-hmm. More than 1,000 homes and businesses have been destroyed. More than 130,000 people have evacuated. More than 500,000 people are without power. All schools in the Los Angeles Unified School District are closed. And $10 billion is estimated what it's going to cost.
$10 billion.
I'm sorry, $10 billion is estimated what the cost of the damage is going to be.
See,
That was according to USA Today. So there could be a better number. There could be.
Well, AccuWeather in their estimates or between, so we're all over the place on this. We know that it starts with a B, and that's not good. AccuWeather says it's between 52 billion and 57 billion is what they estimate the damage at. That is
okay.
insane.
That's not even close to 10. So
that's a lot.
I really don't even. It's really hard to guesstimate on things like that, especially since we're so far removed from the situation. But we are going to talk to Christian, who is putting together a donation drop-off place. It starts today, and it's going to be in Grover Beach. But we'll talk to him more about that. Things, food, blankets. They're looking for that kind of stuff. So more on that in just a few minutes. Right now, you want to live longer, right?
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your car. The best part of waking up is Folgers.
How do you know that's Straight No Chaser? It sounds like him, though. They say a study found that coffee drinkers live longer, but you have to stop drinking by noon. This is why I bring it up, because I know you are an all-day drinker, and I've started to go to that.
Like 7 o'clock at night.
I'll take a break. Usually we're done noonish. Kind of preparing for the next day and everything. So then I'll move on and do some other things. And then like 2, 3 o'clock, I'm like, yeah, I want a cup of coffee. So then I'll have another cup of coffee. And it'll be a big one. And I'll run my afternoon errands, driving around in my truck, drinking my coffee. But they say if you want to live longer, you should stop by noon.
Yeah.
Is that going to change your life at all? Or?
No, I'm more focused on the acoustics. It's either Straight No Chaser or Pentatonics, because those are the only two acoustic.
They're both pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, I give the kids their due. I mean, yeah.
Let's see.
I bet you Straight No Chaser was pissed when Pentatonics came around. They got girls. They're younger. They're better looking. Straight No Chaser's like, dude, we own Christmas. Pentatonics like, no, you don't. Here we come.
No, they got some Christmas stuff. Since you're now 50, I figured this is really good information for you. So, according to a new study, if you want to live a long life, it's more important to stay in shape than it is to necessarily go to the gym, stepping on a scale. It's not about how much you weigh. It's not about how much you go to the gym. It's about how much physical activity you do, which is kind of right up your alley. You're always active.
No, I'm not. The problem is this job. This job, I sit down. This job, I'm sitting down all day long.
Yeah, but you make up for it, right? You're running the kids around. You're a coach. You work on projects in the backyard.
I do what I can.
That's what this study is saying. It's not about, how many times you go to the gym.
There's only so many hours
in a day, staying active.
And 8 of which, or more sometimes, are allocated towards sitting down in front of a computer. I need a labor job.
Let's see. It's all about how much you move. As exercise drops, the risk of premature death increases by about 30%.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's why people got these stand-up desks and nobody uses them.
Would you want one? You're 50 now.
I don't know.
You're almost AARP. I think you're granted something. I think the company will be like, God, Jeff.
If you sign up for AARP, will they give you a free stand-up desk?
I think you're too young for that.
They should give you a free stand-up desk. Of all the things that AARP...
Is that really what you want?
Get you.
As a benefit at work, you want a stand-up desk? You can just stand up right there.
I don't know.
Try it.
I can't. I'm too tall.
Stand up.
I'm too tall. You can.
Well, now we got to adjust the camera, see?
You can.
Adjust the camera.
You can totally stand up because...
I don't like the way the camera hits my face. It makes me look like I have a double chin.
You little guy.
Down.
If I do it, it creates all kinds of back problems. I've tried it before. I have to lurch down on the desk. So then I start walking. I start walking with... I don't want to be bent over and walking. That's not good.
I agree. I hear you.
So, I don't know. Or what do they call it? Ergonomics? Ergonomics experts wait.
I've heard of it.
805-543-3693. Because, I don't know. I just use whatever is given to me from a chair standpoint and all that stuff.
Maybe you ought to take up, what Mike does. He became a
people,
landscaper because he was getting older and he wanted to live longer. So
there are some people that work here that have like Ferrari chairs. They look like they were just plucked right out of the nicest car in the world, and it's like a desk chair. You ever see the desk chairs on the commercial? And they're like, "Oh yeah, I get this for your office," and then you look it up, and it's like $3,500 for a chair. I was like, I spend $3,500.
I'm not a big see my chair here. If I move, it's not a big high back chair, and the only reason I actually have this chair is because my wife ordered it and she didn't like it, so then I got it. But I'm not a big fan of these big, I don't lean back in my chair. I sit forward.
I don't know what this one is. All I know is
it's a bar stool. It probably should have been replaced 20 years ago. Did you just let one go?
No.
That look on your face was...
I don't like the way it hits my back. And this dumb...
God, listen to you.
And the fabric is wearing off, and the foam is coming out the top of the damn thing.
Yeah. Well, put in for a new chair. Maybe that's what
Put in for a new chair. I don't want to put in for a new chair.
Well, for
how about you just recognize? How come somebody doesn't come around and say, okay, that needs to be replaced, that needs to be
We don't have an office manager. We need a Pam Beasley. We don't have an office administrator.
We do. We need a Pam Beasley. We do need a Pam Beasley.
That's what we need. All right.
Somebody,
when we come back,
somebody make up that
Christian.
job here, would you?